Well, everyone, as Nintendo commands its army of developers to continue to bring us amazing games, it looks like one of their franchises might be in trouble.
Magnificent, aren't they?
What is going on, everyone? I hope you are all doing well today. And today's topic of discussion, The Legend of Zelda. Apparently, Tears of the Kingdom is a bad game. Apparently. Despite getting 5-star reviews and 10 out of 10s across the board, people have suddenly started voicing their concerns about whether this series is headed in a good direction or a bad direction, and some are worried that we are sailing further and further away from traditional 3D Zelda games. Games like Wind Waker, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and so on. And a lot of this was brought on the fact that Aonuma, he stated that he questions why Zelda fans want to go back to the traditional, more restricted formula when Zelda's been taken to a more expanded route that he's taken with Breath of the Wild and with Tears of the Kingdom. But I have to say, as someone who is a classic Zelda fan myself and who played all those games as a kid, I can kind of see where people are coming from. I have to admit, I do miss those classic Zelda dungeons. Dungeons with a mid-boss, a secret item, a boss key, and a big epic boss to close out the dungeon. But at the same time, I have really enjoyed this vast open world that Zelda has turned into. I do think one of the things that they should do while we wait for the next big 3D Zelda game is give us a brand new top-down Zelda game, like the Link's Awakening remake, or maybe even remake the Oracle games. I know so many people love those games, me included, and would love if they did that, especially since Oracle of Ages and Seasons look very similar to Link's Awakening. I have a feeling Link's Awakening was made with the same engine as those games, so they could totally do it. Or maybe give us the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD ports. It is so beyond time, Nintendo, and you apparently just don't like money.
I only wanted to help!
Similar to Skyward Sword HD, people would be able to get a taste of the classic formula that they had missed for so long, and would give the Zelda team more time to make refinements to this new Zelda formula as they continue to work and expand on the things that they have done with Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. There is a rumor that Ocarina of Time might possibly be coming to the Switch as a full-on remaster, and I think I can speak for all Zelda fans that if this were to happen, we would all fall flat on our face because we were just so speechless. But in the meantime, this is what we have. So why has Tears of the Kingdom suddenly turned bad? The first reason I believe people are hating on this game is simply the fact that it's a return to the same world. Yes, we have the sky, yes, we have the depths, but to some, this wasn't enough. To some, this was still just 2017's Breath of the Wild with more stuff. Another reason I believe this game is getting so much hate is its story. First off, I just have to say, I really feel bad for those who found the memories out of order, because to enjoy it, you needed to see the memories in order, even more so rather than Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, you could kind of gather them in any order you want to, and the story still relatively made sense. This one definitely depended on you getting them in order. Thankfully, on my first playthrough of the game, I found the memories in order just by some miracle, and as a result, I truly enjoyed this game's story and was moved by it a whole lot more than I was in Breath of the Wild. But I can see how this would ruin someone's enjoyment. If the memories are gathered out of order, you might see an intense moment of Ganondorf commanding the Gerudo, and then the next you're having tea time with Zelda. It doesn't really make the whole thing feel connected, rather it makes it feel disjointed. And while I can understand these concerns, I also think the reason these issues are still around is because the Zelda team is still trying to figure out how to make this new formula for Zelda work in a more fluid way. I think a great example of this is the dungeons. In Breath of the Wild, we had the Divine Beasts, which to me really didn't feel like dungeons at all. But fast forward to Tears of the Kingdom, and we are given giant colossal temples again. You know what else had temples? Literally every other 3D Zelda game. While the temples in Tears of the Kingdom aren't the classic Zelda dungeons that we remember, I think they point to the fact that the Zelda team is trying to work in as much of the old formula as they can, while still giving players that ultimate freedom. And while I do enjoy the story for Tears of the Kingdom, I do have to admit, the memory system does need to be done away with, because as a result of the memory system, there is no active participation from Link. In fact, there's very little of it. There's only the beginning, and really the end where Link has anything to do with what has happened in the story, really and truly. Because the more he participates, the more we participate. And that's what's supposed to link us with the actual story. And it just makes it more enjoyable. Is the game perfect? No. Is it still fun? Yes. Is it better than Breath of the Wild? Absolutely. Is it my personal game of the year? You betcha. But I can totally understand why people are hating on it. People are ready for the era of the Wild to be over and for something brand new. I will say this, thanks to Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, it has given the Zelda team almost a decade to work and experiment with open world Zelda, and with Tears of the Kingdom, I truly believe it gave them more of an idea of what works and what doesn't work. And it makes me even more excited for the next 3D Zelda game because it will, for one, be a brand new world to explore, and imagine if we also got to go to the skies and explore underground in that game. And if the memory system is done away with and the dungeons are more refined, Zelda fans both old and new will be satisfied. But who knows what they're doing. I'm just trying to have hope because I really enjoyed Tears of the Kingdom, but I know Zelda fans want a more structured formula for open world Zelda, and I have to believe that that's what they're working on. But now I want to know what you all think. Did you guys enjoy Tears of the Kingdom, or has it become something that you just don't enjoy anymore and you threw it in a dumpster with your nearly 10-year-old piece of hardware? Comment below and let me know, and if you enjoyed today's video, please sure to leave a like and consider subscribing if you're new. I do all kinds of Nintendo content, and I'm approaching 1,000 subscribers and would hope to get there very soon. The support truly, truly means the world. Thanks for watching, everyone, and until the next video, take care.